Hello. Welcome back. Talking
Hello,
to you three.
Yes. Hello.
Woo. All right. Look who's here. It's Christy. She made it. She drove from Ohio this morning and got here in time. Are you tired?
Yep. Not yet, but I will be very soon, I'm sure, because I've been up since 4 a.m. and it's now 12:30.
Yeah. That's
She'd
right.
drive from Ohio to say, oh, hi.
Oh, God.
Oh.
Ah!
Should I just stop now? I can.
This
All right.
episode
All right.
is
Bye,
full
guys.
of really, really, really good Ben's dad jokes.
Okay, so I wrote down some notes. First, let's say what episode we're talking about. Solitary, it's episode 9. It's a Saeed episode and it's a Christy episode. But I actually wrote, I don't know if you can see this in my notes. Ben is in prime dad joke form. So yeah, I agree with you.
And even some of the ones that I didn't laugh at the time, I laughed at them as I was listening to the episode while I drove home.
Dad
Awesome.
jokes, they age like fine wine.
Is that what it is? Yep. Okay.
Yep.
So yeah, this week we are getting to know Saeed. It's his first backstory episode in season 1. We meet Nadia, his love, and we also meet the hypochondriac on the island, who we all hated very much. It is that episode. I am also even drunker this week than I was last week because I think we recorded the episodes in the same day and I can tell that I'm even more wasted. So that's awesome.
At one point you snorted margarita. So in your honor, I am drinking a margarita right now.
Well, since we're recording this on Sunday morning, it's only 9:30 where we are. I'm still on coffee. Always have weed though, obviously. So, woo. Anyways, we also meet Danielle this week, who is one of the best Lost characters, period, in my opinion. What do you think? You guys like Danielle or not?
I do, very much.
Oh,
She's an interesting character.
All right, so the ladies like her and the guys are meh. Oh, look, I have my numbers shirt on today.
Yay.
Yeah. She
my hair's too long.
She's a character that like by herself, if she were just hanging out, I wouldn't want to hang out with her. But she kind of spins the story in interesting ways.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'm like trying to have afternoon tea with her, but I like her as a character. And one of my favorite things about Danielle is her interactions with Saeed and the way that they treat each other in their relationship. Yeah. And that goes on like as the show goes on.
But then kidnapping children, things like that. So
well, she does,
well, 16 years alone does make you a little crazy.
It does. So one of the other things I noticed that I wrote down is I think that this might be the first episode where Ben refers to Boone as Booth, which becomes like a regular thing.
Oh man, it's like a mental block for me.
It's so weird.
And I called Saeed Sawyer, and then at one point I was referring to Saeed and Nadia, and I said Sadia. I had total mush mouth. There were so many times that I had to stop what I was saying and then restart because I do think that we were drinking
twisted
I
tea.
think we were drunk. Well,
always the acme of professionalism.
Well, I mean, it's our thing. We can do what we want.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
I actually haven't drank during any episodes because drinking at home makes you an alcoholic.
I don't go to meetings.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. All right. So let's talk about an ethical question for this week. In this episode, Saeed, who is part of the Republican Guard, kind of blows up his life by shooting his superior officer and freeing the prisoner Nadia. So the question I want answered this week from all of you is, would you blow up your entire fucking life for love?
I want to ask a question here because did Saeed set the bar? Do you actually have to like murder somebody?
Like you don't have to kill. No. But what I'm saying is, would you, by blow up your life, would you quit your job or, go on the run, or, I mean, anything that completely disrupts your life because somebody you love either, needs help, or, I mean, I guess you could kill somebody for me if you wanted to. I don't know.
Because I would do anything for love.
I won't do that.
But I won't do that.
I knew it.
I knew.
I don't know.
Dad joke.
I was planning on blowing out my life for love when I was like 19. I'm really glad that didn't work out.
Yeah.
At this point in my life, it really would depend on the circumstances and all of that, I would do a lot of things for my husband, but we're pretty happy where we are. So
yeah, I mean, I can't really see Caleb like needing you to kill someone and go on the run.
No,
but yeah, see, yeah, I think for me, I'd probably do it. It might give me like a panic attack for 10 years, but I don't know, Ben, if you were like, we got to do this, this, and this, I'd follow you. I think it's hard. It's like you said, Christy, like without circumstances, it's sort of hard to say.
Yeah. I would follow Caleb to just about any place. At one point, he texted me, this was years ago, and he was like, what do you think of moving to Bozeman, Montana?
I hear that's nice.
I said, well, let's see. They hunt, they hike, they fish, they probably ski, and they're Republicans.
So no, really
I'm going to go no on that one.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I think, people go there for the beauty, but yeah, that would, but yeah. I would follow. I mean, Ben has the type of job where you have offices that are international. And I've said 100 million times, I will follow you, to another country if we would have to.
Oh, I've told Caleb that I would be happy to go to Europe or Canada or, a lot of different places. So yeah, I would follow him if like it was that his job was moving somewhere.
Okay. So far we'd move, but we wouldn't murder anyone, basically. Derek, what about you?
No,
you just fuck that. No. Okay.
Yeah.
Tell the bitches no. That's amazing. All right. I have our fun question for the week. Oh, you can't see that. Okay. So what harmless thing genuinely terrified you as a child? Anyone? I have something. Okay. Too. Christy, what terrified you as a child?
So when I was really little, I want to say it was a Ford Fairmont that my dad had. And when we would drive at night, I could see what I didn't know what it was. It was the reflection from the dashboard, but with the green and the red reflection, it kind of looked like a dragon face to me.
Wow.
So I would sit there in the car and look at his window because there was like a dragon face on the window. And I was like, what the fuck is going on here? And then one day I finally realized, oh, that's the reflection off the, whatever. And then I was like, okay, that was dumb. I'm not afraid anymore.
I'm not afraid anymore.
Yep.
That's great.
No, I'm fine.
Ben?
Well, it wasn't a little thing and it wasn't a harmless thing, but it was a very, it wasn't going to happen. I was afraid of hijacking. Like being on a plane when it got hijacked. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
That's true in the 80s.
I think I was watching. Yeah, exactly. Like the only place I would fly would be from Dallas to Detroit, right, to go see my grandparents.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that these planes that were getting hijacked were coming out of the Middle East or something like that. And it was during the time where there was a bunch of I can't remember, but the Iranian Contra affair or something like that. There were other hijackings that were going on around that time.
Well, that wasn't a hijacking, but I know what you're saying.
Delta Force, Chuck Norris would show up.
I feel like that was publicized kind of like quicksand. Remember how we were all afraid of quicksand?
Yeah.
As kids?
Oh my God. Yeah. I thought it was going to be a real big problem.
Yeah, but I remember hijackings being publicized like that too. Yeah, we're talking in the 80s.
Yeah.
There was a lot of hijackings then.
Yeah.
Which is, you shouldn't say it will never happen, Ben, because it did happen in 2001.
Yeah, but domestic flights between Dallas and Detroit probably weren't a top target for terrorists at the time. But it scared the shit out of me, and to the point where there was a summer where I had literal bladder control issues because I was terrified of a lot of things back then, nuclear war. terrified.
Oh, that was a big one. Yes.
Well,
I watched that Nostradamus show, and like we were going to get nuked in 1999. I was like, oh crap, we're done.
I had a neighbor of my grandparents.
I didn't, but this was in the 80s when I was like 10.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Sorry, Ben.
And they said that they predicted World War II and all that, which was a crock of shit.
Yeah.
Well, they said he predicted 9/11 as well.
Right.
But it's all after the fact. It's going back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Quatrains.
Were you afraid of anything?
Ben actually brought something up. I remember in the late 80s, I flew a lot, with my parents and, going places. And I was afraid that the plane would crash because there was a lot of plane crashes in the late 80s. Like in 88 and 89, there was like 4 or 5 major ones. And one of the ones was they had forgotten to lower the flaps. So every time we were about to take off, I was looking out the window. They lowered the flaps.
Oh my God.
But the thing was, if they didn't lower them, what the fuck was I going to do?
Nothing. No, you would just know like you were going to die 3 seconds before everybody else, I guess.
Yeah.
It would probably be pretty fast.
It was, because there was one in Detroit where that one kid survived out of all the 190 people. That's how it crashed.
That's tough. Yep. That's some weird survivor guilt shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. When I was 9 years old, I got up in the middle of the night and watched Critters on the television. When I wasn't
on the toilet.
No, we didn't have. How would I watch TV on the toilet when I was 9?
I mean.
Oh, the thing in the movie. No. So it was.
I was irrationally afraid of that.
So I got afraid.
So how would you?
Sorry. Go ahead.
Nope.
Okay. So I got terrified of these fucking critters, which they're like puppets. And let me tell you that I went back to watch this movie. I saw it again in my 20s. And I remember how terrified I was of these fucking critters. And when I watched it again in my 20s, I was just like, my God, it's like watching the Muppets. Like they're just, they're like little puppets. And so I got so terrified that when I would go to bed, and this went on for years, I think, I could not have any part of my body sticking off of the side of the bed because I was convinced that the bed was like my safety zone. And if I woke up in the middle of the night and my leg was hanging off the bed, I immediately thought like critters. And I would like,
right. Cause they wouldn't shoot you through the sheets.
No, they could only get me if I had a pee, like my body was on, and like genuinely fucking terrified of these fucking critters. And if any one of you just go, you're already on YouTube. I guarantee you, if you Google critters, it came out in like the 70s, probably.
No, it was the 80s.
It was the 80s, early 80s. Okay.
Yeah.
Because it was on TV by the time I saw it. And if I was 9 or 10, so we're talking like late 80s is probably when I watched it. So that's why I thought it was late 70s, but that makes sense. So
no. I think it was one of those horror movies that happened after like the VHS thing came around and all of a sudden horror movies were everywhere.
That were big in the early 80s. Yeah. So after you're done watching this, just YouTube, Critters, early 80s, whatever, watch a clip of it and laugh your fucking ass off because it's like they look like Muppets. I don't know what I was so afraid of. And I'll never forget how terrified I was of those fucking critters.
A couple of years ago, I watched the first Nightmare on Elm Street movie for the first time ever. And this was like 2 Halloweens ago. And
how is it the first time ever?
Wow.
I don't know, but like,
the Johnny Depp scene scared the fucking bejesus out of me as like an adolescent.
I don't know. I just remember the one scene where Freddy like is waving his ridiculously long arms and I just lost it. I was laughing hilariously.
Oh, that's at the very end of, I think. Of
it was so stupid. I'm like, how is anybody scared of this? And then I had never seen the Nightmare on Elm Street movies, so I watched the
that's
first
who that
one
is.
of those.
What are you talking about?
I'm sorry. I meant
Friday the 13th.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then last night my sister was saying that she watched Children of the Corn with her daughters and they were like, really, Mom? This is scary.
It is though. It is because
it's so stupid.
That fucking kid is creepy as fuck. Okay. And every time he goes, Malachi, I'm like, oh
yeah, he's creepy, but
he's creepy.
Yeah.
We're watching a Friday the 13th Nightmare on Elm Street in the theater with the 3D glasses. The blue and red ones.
Oh, they did 3D for that?
It was the Freddy's Dead one. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so that was like 90s then by the
Yeah,
time.
that was like the
Okay.
fifth one.
Yeah. With 3D glasses. I
Yeah,
get why.
the old-fashioned one. Yeah, I never got that.
Yeah.
That's amazing. All right, guys. So this week, it's a really fucking funny episode. I mean, we find ourselves hilarious. I think you should too. Also, obviously, patreon.com/spacebearmedia, spacebearmedia.com, all that kind of stuff. And I guess we'll see you next week.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.
All right.